Hi, I'm Jody, CEO and Master Level Trainer of Kettlebell Kickboxing Canada. So across the country we do kettlebell certifications and my favorite, the kettlebell kickboxing certification. But we also do swing clinics, and that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So as we know, in our gym and our facility we have all this fantastic equipment, but when misused and not used correctly, it can cause injury. And overall, our goal when exercising is injury prevention, performance enhancement. So what are we going to look at with your trainers to help guide them so they can teach this properly? We're going to look at and teach them how to articulate the words, because a lot of clients are auditory. They learn by hearing. Then we're going to teach them how to perform it, execute it, so anyone who's a visual learner can also learn. Because our goal, not only when we learn a new skill, and especially as a trainer, is we need to learn how to teach it to our clients so they know how to execute it themselves. So with the kettlebell swing, we're using the posterior chain. So the muscles on the back side of the body. We will review the benefits of training your posterior chain. And then we will, along with articulating and executing that swing, we will take time to look at different faults and fixes for the kettlebell swing. We are only going to work on one swing because there is a whole library of different kettlebell swings. I always say to my clients, if they're going to the gym and they're going to they want to go to swing, your full mobility kettlebell swing is the one to perform. Different liability issues come into play when you do different things such as an overhead swing, swings on the outside of the body. So it's really important for your trainers, especially when they are teaching their clients and taking them through their programming, that they do a proper kettlebell swing. As I've traveled the past 2.5 years, I stop in at gyms sometimes, and most clients that come to me, one of our biggest things that every client does when they do a swing is they knee bend. So, that's okay, but it needs to be corrected because you see a lot of people working so hard, and I can see them at the gym and they're knee bending and they're not getting the benefits from the kettlebell swing, which is really why they are performing that exercise. So we will, with your trainers, we'll take them through, make sure that they know how to properly do a kettlebell swing so that they in turn can teach it to others. Now we will go through the different faults. I will get everyone to pick out and try to identify the faults, because they will have to do that with their clientele. And then we will give a list of ways to fix these faults. Our swing clinic is a guide to get you started with your kettlebell training. So my goal is, at the end of the clinic, have your trainers be able to train their clientele the proper kettlebell swing. Now there are different steps to this. There are different setups for the average person who's never done a hip hinge versus somebody who knows exactly what a hip hinge is. So the way you're going to set up that bell, eventually teach it to your clients over time, or if you're just having someone come in for the first time and they do not have a clue what a hip hinge is. Now it's most definitely they won't know what the terminology is. But another thing, when we are training your trainers at the clinic, we will use terms that they will get as a trainer, but you also need terms that you can use with your clients, because you don't want your client, I remember one time talking quite some time back saying the word packed. And I had one client, she thought it was quite funny. She said, I only pack a suitcase. I don't know what you're talking about. So being very aware that your client population is not going to know what a packed, engaged muscle is, shoulder. You need to, not to say they'll never learn it, but you need to be aware that your terminology you're using fits so they can learn, and then you can guide them and learn them as we go. So I'm going to show you a kettlebell swing. So we're always going to set it up in front of you. You're not going to want to start you have to swing a bell between those legs. So, wider than shoulder width apart. As you can see, I train all my training normally barefoot. It's good foot mobility because we stand on our feet, and that's important. So we're gonna go here. We always wanna open up the chest. For someone learning, you really just want them to lean over, touch the handle of that bell, because that motion is going to be very, very different. The words that you use are going to be key in the cues for your clients and for your trainers to teach. So you're going to progress them in different stages on how to swing that bell. So eventually you want them to be able to hip hinge and squeeze those glutes, swinging that kettlebell to shoulder height, working on that full mobility swing and getting the full potential and benefit of that full mobility swing. I hope to join you and your trainers in our swing clinic very soon.